So many men make the mistake of believing that sex is the ultimate prize, that once they've gotten a woman into bed, they've somehow won her heart. But let me tell you the truth, physical intimacy, no matter how passionate, is temporary. It can satisfy an impulse, it can stroke your ego, it can make you feel powerful for a moment, but it doesn't last, and it doesn't anchor her to you. A woman's body might respond in the heat of the moment, but her heart doesn't surrender just because you shared a night together. And this is where most men completely miscalculate the game. You see, sex can be compared to a flame. It burns hot, it can be intense, but it burns out just as quickly. What she really remembers, what really pulls her in, is not the physical act, it's how she feels when she's around you. Did she feel a deeper connection, or did she feel like just another conquest? Because if it's the latter, she will detach emotionally the second the thrill fades. Women are not wired to give their loyalty to a man simply because he gave them pleasure. That's not enough. Pleasure is replaceable. What is irreplaceable is the way you make her soul feel safe, alive, and seen. Think about it. If sex alone were enough to keep a woman, no one would ever cheat. No one would ever walk away from relationships, and divorce lawyers wouldn't exist. But the truth is, people leave not because the sex wasn't good, but because the bond outside the bedroom was empty. If she can't feel respect for you, if she doesn't admire you, if she doesn't sense that you're a man of depth and direction, then no amount of physical intimacy will stop her from drifting away. This is why you must understand her body might respond to your touch, but her heart responds to your character, her loyalty, her investment, her willingness to build with you. Those things only come when she feels that you are more than just another man chasing her body. She needs to sense that you have substance. And substance doesn't come from lust, it comes from discipline, self-respect, and a vision bigger than temporary gratification. Now, I'm not saying sex isn't powerful. Of course it is, but it's a doorway, not the destination. It's an invitation to something deeper, but only if you know how to carry it forward. Too many men stop at the doorway, thinking they've already arrived. That's why they lose her. That's why she grows distant, because she knows he only wanted her body, not her soul. And here's the truth you need to engrave into your mind. If you want her body, any man can have that. But if you want her heart, you must become the man she cannot forget. A closing reflection line. Sex can capture her for a night, but character is what captures her for a lifetime. The question is, are you building a moment? Or are you building a legacy in her heart? If sex is temporary, then what is permanent? What actually binds a woman to a man? The answer is emotional security. And when I say security, I don't mean money, gifts, or a roof over her head. Those things are important, yes, but they are not enough on their own. The security I'm talking about is deeper. It's the emotional anchor a man provides. The stability of his presence, the certainty that no matter what storms life throws at them, he remains unshaken. That's the real addiction for a woman. She can crave your body, but she becomes loyal to your consistency. Here's what many men don't understand. Women are biologically wired to seek safety, not just physical safety from harm, but emotional safety from chaos. She wants to know that if she gives you her trust, you won't betray it. She wants to feel that when you speak, your words carry weight. And when you promise, you follow through. It's not about perfection, it's about reliability. Because in a world full of men who talk big but collapse under pressure, the rare man who stays calm, collected, and dependable becomes unforgettable. This is why you can't trick your way into a woman's heart with superficial gestures, flowers, dates, compliments. Those are sweet, but they don't create attachment. What creates attachment is the feeling she gets when she's with you. If being with you calms her fears, if it makes her believe she doesn't have to fight her battles alone, she will attach herself to you in a way she never will to the man who only excites her physically. Excitement fades, security deepens. And notice this, women will always stay longer with the man who gives them peace than with the man who only gives them pleasure. She may laugh with the fun guy, she may flirt with the charming guy, but she will only build a future with the man who makes her feel safe in his presence. That's why so many men get confused when a woman leaves them after what they thought was great chemistry. They can't grasp that what she was searching for wasn't another night of excitement. It was stability. Ask yourself, when she's around you, does her nervous system calm down or speed up? Does she feel like she can rest in your presence? Or does she feel like she has to compete for your attention? Because women don't stay with men who keep them anxious. They stay with men who remove that anxiety. That's the emotional drug they can't quit. And that is the difference between being a man she enjoys for the moment and a man she clings to for life. Sex can draw her in, but security makes her stay. Closing reflection line, she can desire your body, but she will only surrender her heart to the man who gives her peace. So ask yourself, are you just a distraction? Or are you her safe place? We've already established that sex is temporary and that emotional security is the foundation. But here's something men often overlook. None of that matters without respect. Respect is the invisible glue that keeps attraction alive long after the excitement fades. A woman cannot love a man she doesn't respect. She can admire his looks. She can enjoy his company. She can even desire him physically. But if deep down she doesn't see him as a man of value, that desire will eventually die out. Respect is what transforms attraction into devotion. Think about it. Why is it that some men are unforgettable, even if they're not the most handsome, the richest, or the most physically dominant? It's because they carry themselves with self-respect. They set boundaries. They know their worth. And they refuse to compromise their standards just to please a woman. And here's the paradox. The more a man respects himself, the more a woman respects him. When she sees that you value your time, your mission, and your principles, she instinctively values you too. On the other hand, when a man lowers his standards just to keep a woman, he unknowingly kills her attraction for him. You can give her everything, your time, your money, your energy, but if you do it from a place of weakness, hoping to buy her loyalty, she'll start to see you as desperate, and nothing destroys respect faster than desperation. A woman can sense when a man is trying too hard, when he's bending over backwards for her approval instead of standing firm in his own identity. That doesn't make her love you more. It makes her lose trust in you. Respect is not about being arrogant or controlling. It's about having an unshakable sense of who you are. It's about showing up in a way that says, I value myself too much to be treated any less than I deserve. And when a woman sees that you operate from that place, she starts to respect you automatically. And from respect grows a deeper kind of desire, the kind that lasts far beyond physical attraction. You see, without respect, sex becomes hollow. It becomes just another transaction, another moment that feels good, but carries no weight. But when there is respect, even the simplest interactions between you and her carry a magnetic charge. She looks at you differently. She listens to you differently, because in her mind, you are not just another man. You are a man worth admiring. This is the truth. If you want to win her loyalty, if you want her to see you as irreplaceable, you must first earn her respect. And the only way to earn her respect is by respecting yourself. Closing reflection line. Remember, she can be attracted to many, but she will only stay loyal to the one she truly respects. The question is, are you chasing her approval, or are you commanding her respect? So we've talked about sex being temporary, security being her real craving, and respect being the foundation of lasting desire. But there's another dimension that ties it all together: leadership. And this is where so many men fail, because they confuse attraction with authority. A woman may be drawn to your looks, your charm, or even your money, but none of that guarantees her loyalty. What truly holds her is your ability to lead. When I say leadership, I don't mean control. I don't mean dominating her every move or dictating her choices. Leadership is about direction. It's about being a man who knows where he is going in life and invites her into that journey. A woman doesn't want to be the compass in a man's life. She wants to be the companion to a man who already knows the map. And that's where most men lose her. They expect her to follow, but they have nothing worth following. You see, lust can get her attention, but it won't earn her trust. She may enjoy your energy, she may desire your presence, but if you have no vision, no mission, no clarity of purpose, she will eventually outgrow you. Women are wired to seek men who can provide not just protection and security, but direction. She wants to feel that aligning with you elevates her life, that being by your side gives her more meaning, more stability, and more growth than being on her own. This is why leadership is magnetic. It's not about shouting commands or demanding loyalty. It's about living with such conviction that she naturally wants to follow your lead. When she sees that you can make decisions under pressure, when she sees that you don't collapse in the face of challenges, when she sees that you can guide not only yourself, but also those who depend on you, that's when she starts to feel something deeper than attraction. That's when admiration turns into devotion. And here's the key: leadership is not proven in easy times. It's revealed in hard times. Any man can look strong when life is simple, but true leaders reveal themselves when the storm hits. A woman watches how you react under pressure. Do you panic? Do you blame? Do you retreat? Or do you stand firm, think clearly, and take action? Your response in those moments decides whether she sees you as a man she can lean on, or just another boy pretending to be strong. Understand this clearly. Lust might excite her body, but leadership inspires her soul. If you want her respect, her loyalty, her admiration, you must give her something bigger to believe in than just chemistry. You must give her direction. Closing reflection line. Women don't follow men who chase them. They follow men who chase purpose. So ask yourself, are you trying to win her body, or are you leading in a way that wins her trust? Now, once you've understood leadership, there's another subtle but powerful dynamic. You must master the balance between availability and mystery. And this is where countless men fail, because they confuse attention with value. They think that by being constantly available, by giving her every ounce of their time and energy, they're proving love. But in reality, they're suffocating desire. You see, human nature is wired to crave what isn't fully possessed. It's the unknown that pulls us in, the unanswered question that keeps us intrigued. The moment you give yourself away completely, the moment there's nothing left to discover, you strip away the very thing that fuels attraction, curiosity. Women are no different. If she knows every thought in your head, every detail of your day, every weakness you have without restraint, you stop being fascinating. You become predictable, and predictability kills desire faster than anything else. Mystery doesn't mean playing games or being manipulative. It means having depth. It means being a man whose life cannot be summed up in a single interaction. A man who has layers she hasn't yet uncovered, passions she hasn't yet explored, and strength she hasn't fully tested. That's what keeps her invested. That's what makes her wonder, who is this man really, and how much more of him is there to discover? Contrast this with the man who is always available, always accessible, always pouring out every ounce of himself just to prove his worth. At first, she might enjoy the attention, but soon enough she realizes there's no chase, no discovery, no spark left to ignite. And when the mystery dies, the passion follows. Availability without boundaries isn't devotion, it's self-abandonment. And no woman respects a man who abandons himself just to keep her close. Think about the men throughout history who were admired by women, who became symbols of desire. They weren't men who gave everything too easily. They were men with presence, but also with restraint. They had a life, a mission, and a focus that wasn't solely centered on a woman's validation. That's what made them magnetic. Because when you are not completely available, when you hold back just enough, you remind her that your world is bigger than her, and that she has to earn her place in it. Mystery keeps the flame alive because it leaves room for imagination. It makes her invest, it makes her chase, it makes her want to know more. And in that pursuit, her attraction deepens. The irony is this: the less you try to give her all of yourself at once, the more of you she'll want over time. Closing reflection line. Remember, it's not the man who gives everything away that captivates her. It's the man who leaves her wanting more. The question is, are you giving her all of yourself too easily, or are you building the kind of mystery that keeps her chasing? We've talked about sex being temporary, about security, respect, leadership, and even the power of mystery. But let me tell you this, none of those things reach their full potential without purpose. Purpose is the ultimate magnet. It is the force that pulls people toward you, not because you're chasing them, but because they see that your life is bigger than any single person. And that is what makes a woman attach herself to you at the deepest level. When a man lives without purpose, he becomes lost. He becomes desperate for validation, constantly seeking it from women, from friends, from society. His relationships turn into transactions. I'll give you this if you give me attention. But the man who has purpose doesn't need to chase. He is already moving, already building, already shaping something beyond himself, and that energy is irresistible. A woman will see that and instinctively want to be part of it, because women are drawn to growth, to progress, to the man who is going somewhere. Understand this: sex can give her a thrill, but it won't give her direction. Security can make her feel safe, but it won't inspire her. Respect can make her admire you, but it won't keep her chasing. Leadership can guide her. Mystery can intrigue her, but only purpose can hold her long term, because it ties everything together. When she sees that you are driven by something bigger, she knows her role in your life is not just about pleasure, it's about partnership. And this is where men often go wrong. They make women their purpose. They center their entire existence on keeping her happy, keeping her close, keeping her interested. But the more you orbit around her, the less she values you. Why? Because she doesn't want to be your mission. She wants to join you on yours. If your purpose is only her, she will lose attraction. But if your purpose is something greater, your career, your vision, your legacy, she will fight to earn her place beside you. Women don't fall in love with men who need them. They fall in love with men who don't need them, but choose them. And the man who has purpose radiates that energy. He is not easily shaken, not easily swayed, not easily replaced. He is building something that continues with or without her. That's what makes her want to stay. That's what makes her respect you, trust you, and even admire you for life. So hear this clearly: purpose isn't just about ambition or success. It's about alignment. It's about knowing who you are, where you're going, and refusing to let distractions derail you. That is the energy of a man women cannot forget. A closing reflection line: sex may open the door, but only purpose keeps it from closing. The question you must ask yourself is this: are you chasing women, or are you building a life so magnetic that women chase you?